Yo, welcome to PTA Sports. I am your host, Pest the Analyst, and today I'm going to give y'all a little something special. I want to start off with giving like a huge shout out, a huge thank you to Chris the Entertainah of the Entertainah Talking Sports. Man, he was gracious enough to allow me to come on his channel during the live stream Q&A the other day. And man, I had a blast, man. I had so much fun. We talked about quite a few things, man. We talked about the Giants. We talked about Asia and beer and dogs and cats and lions and tigers and bears. We talked about all kinds of stuff, man. And it was just a really good time, man. And I want to give an even bigger thank you to Chris the Entertainah's subscribers, some of which who have made their way over to my channel. Hey guys, I really appreciate y'all coming through, asking us a bunch of questions, keeping it fun, keeping it light. Man, we had a really good time, man, and I really appreciate all y'all. So here's the deal. I went back, right, and I watched the live stream because I'm vain in a mug. I wanted to see myself on... No, I'm kidding. I didn't want to see myself, but I wanted to just kind of take a look, see how it all went down. And while I was watching, right, I noticed that there was a few times, not a whole lot of times, but there was a few times where someone would ask a question, right? But Chris and I were so enveloped in whatever it was that we were talking about that question didn't get answered, all right? So what I wanted to do was I took some time to kind of write down a couple of questions that we didn't get to answer, all right? And I wanted to give you guys my opinions on those questions, all right? So it's only a few, it's not a whole lot, but I'm just gonna take the time right now to go ahead and give you guys my thoughts on these things. So let's go ahead and do it. So first things first, Big Blue Jabroni was all up and down the chat, man. And the question that he asked was, who will be the biggest surprise cut for the Giants at the end of training camp? All right. So here's the deal when it comes to this, man. This is real hard to answer this question because, when I look through like my list of players that are currently signed, right? Man, there's a lot of players that they could or could not make it. So that's difficult, man. Honestly, if there was going to be a cut that really shocked me, like the most surprising, I think it might be a corner, yo. Like we got a lot of corners, and it would blow me away. It would absolutely blow me away if someone like Sam Beal was cut. Now I know that Sam Beal, we spent a supplemental third round pick on Sam Beal, right? But the problem with Sam Beal is that this dude can't stay healthy. He just can't. So is he gonna get beat out? And if he does get beat out, what is the penalty for us not keeping him? Because I really don't know. That's something that I would have to look at. Here's the thing, man. Here's the thing. I probably should have said this before I started getting into these questions, man. I haven't really even done any research on these questions, man. This is just me answering these questions as if it was when y'all, when I was on live and the answer I would have gave. So it's so hard for me to legitimately come out and say this is going to be the person that's going to be the surprise cut, because bro, I really don't know. It would shock me if someone like Sam Beal was cut, right? I'm gonna tell you who I do think is going to get cut without question on the offensive side. I think Alex Tanney's ass is out of here, yo. We got so many. Y'all may hear me going through paper here because I'm looking I'm looking at my roster here, man, and so I know that Alex Tanney is probably gonna be gone, yo. And that's probably one that's not going to surprise anybody. It's not, because we don't need all these quarterbacks. I'm pretty sure that we're going to keep Colt McCoy. I'm pretty sure that we're going to keep Cooper Rush. Like those are like that. Those guys are gonna probably be there. I think we keep 3. So it's not a surprise that Alex Tenney's ass is gonna be looking for a job, or maybe they make him a coach or something. I don't know what they're gonna do with Alex Tenney. I'm gonna be completely honest. I'm not an Alex Tenney guy anyway. I don't know why he's still on the roster, to be completely honest with you. I mean, man, who else would be like a surprise, man? Who else would be a surprise cut? See, that's the thing, man. There really aren't many surprise cuts, bro. Like I think what's gonna happen in this in the preseason or whatever, when they finally start making those cuts, man, I think that every cut we're gonna look at it and be like, yeah, that was a camp body, or yeah, I'm not surprised, or yeah, that guy's gonna go to the practice squad. Like I don't really know if there's gonna be any surprise cuts, because the way that they've made these signings, it makes sense who's going to make the team and who's going to be a camp body. But you never know, right? You never know. We may get one of those surprise cuts. And if we do, hey, it is what it is, man. So, yeah, I know I'm kind of giving a non-answer to the question, right? But I'm giving a non-answer because I really don't know, man. I don't know who it's going to be. That's just a difficult one. But Big Blue Jabroni, man, I appreciate you for that question. I saw you ask that question a couple times, and I wanted to at least acknowledge that you asked that question. All right. The next question that we got was from Matthew Ellens, and he said, how do you think Saquon's contract will affect the team when we have to repay him? So y'all may remember, those who was in the live stream, that somebody made like a crazy ass, I don't know, it was just crazy as hell. Some kind of like $300 million contract to keep saying no. All right, I'm going to give you 2 answers to this, okay? I'm going to give you the answer that I hope, and I'm going to give you the answer that I think, all right? So the answer that I hope is that Saquon is the type of dude, right, who plays the game for the love of the game, and he's okay with being a multimillionaire without being a stupid multimillionaire. All right. So what I hope is that Saquon is going to take something that's semi-team friendly. Like, he seems like the kind of guy who's all about the team, and he understands how this all works. So what I hope is that he takes something that's team friendly. You know what I'm saying? I mean, that's what I would hope, because what we don't want to get into is a situation like the Cowboys, where they had all these signs that they had to make, right? They paid Zeke a stupid amount of money, and I don't agree with that. They should have paid Zeke all that money. I think they should have probably made him wait. But they pay Zeke a stupid amount of money. They pay all these linemen a stupid amount of money. They pay their defensive line stupid amount of money. Linebackers stupid amount of money. And now there's a beef with Dak Prescott, and he's like, well, I'm not going to show up till you give me my money. Like, so that's what I don't want. What I think is going to happen is Saquon will get a stupid big contract, yo. He's going to get a stupid big contract, and they're going to have to figure out a way to work around that stupid big contract. And it's going to really suck, right? Because Saquon going to be on deck to get that stupid, or he's going to be up to get that stupid big contract, and Daniel Jones is going to be on deck to get the next stupid big contract. And we're going to have to figure out how we're going to do it. And honestly, I think it's going to hurt the team. Like, when that time comes, I think it's going to hurt the team for a little bit, man, because like, maybe the salary cap goes up a big ass amount. Maybe, you know what? Maybe by that point in time, the league realizes, hey, man, this salary cap stuff is dumb. Let's just do a luxury tax or something like that. Who knows, man? But I think that when Saquon is up for his contract, he's gonna probably get a stupid big contract, and it's gonna probably really hurt the team, man. That's just what I think. All right, so there's the answer to that question, man. Unfortunately, I think that the running back position is really replaceable. And no, you can't replace a Saquon Barkley. Like, you can't. It's the same thing I said with Odell Beckham. You're not going to find another one, okay? So you can't replace a Saquon Barkley, and I would understand why they would want to keep someone that has a talent like Saquon Barkley. But I personally think that the running back position is very replaceable. And unless Saquon is just like balling out every year up until, it's time for him to get that contract. I mean, I don't know. Do you pay him that much money? I don't know. I don't know if I would do it. That's just me. And I know that, I remember when I said that, people in the chat was going crazy. Like, what you mean Saquon's the GOAT? Yeah, Saquon's the GOAT, man. But I just don't know if you do that. Like, I don't know. So there you go. Gucci Moochie, my dog Gucci Moochie, man. Gucci Moochie, he asked me why anyone wasn't talking about Dominique Ross. And I said at the time that I didn't even know who the hell Dominique Ross was. It was like, it's a bottom of the roster guy. I don't know. I got all these names on this paper, and you want me to remember this one guy? Well, here's the crazy thing. Dominique Ross's name is actually on the paper. I went back and I looked. Okay, so I acknowledge that he's on the roster. I just didn't do a whole lot of research, but I actually went and I looked. I watched a little bit of film. I didn't get to watch a whole bunch of film, but I was able to watch some film. And thanks to Talking Giants. Talking Giants was one of the people that I went and looked at because I remember them saying something about him as I like kind of thought about it. I was like, oh wait, man, I thought I watched a video on this guy. But I think when I was watching the video, right, I think I was like on the couch. I don't think the wife was in the room. So, when the wife's not in the room, YouTube is up on the TV because technology is awesome. And I think I turned it on and I might have passed out. Like that's might have been what happened. But shout out to Justin and Bobby at Talking Giants. Yo, those dudes are awesome. If you guys have not seen or heard of Talking Giants, you should go check them out, man. They are a really, really good group of guys. But as I say that, right, I want to say R.I.P. to Anthony, man. One of their partners, man, he passed away a couple of days ago, bro, and oh man, that really sucks, man. So R.I.P. to Anthony, but everybody go check out Talking Giants. All right, back to the point. I utilized them a little bit when I was doing some film study. I found some other film on them. I read some of the reports on them, and this is what I think. Okay, for one, maybe people should be talking about Dominique Ross a little bit. Straight up, maybe people should be talking about this dude a little bit because what I saw, man, I was like, oh, okay, this guy could be a contributor. I'm not gonna sit here and say that like this dude's a monster. I'm not gonna sit here and say that this dude's a beast. I'm not gonna sit here and say any of those things, okay? But what I will say is that he looks like he could contribute. All right, he looks like he could be pretty okay. This is what I got on him though. He's got really good sideline to sideline speed, man. He's one of those guys where I don't know if he's an edge rusher. I don't know if he's going to be coming off the edge all the time. I don't know if he's going to be off ball. I don't know if he's going to, drop back in coverage because apparently he can do that. We'll get to that in a second. But he's got good sideline to sideline speed, man. He's one of those guys where he's got really good quickness. He's got good acceleration. And like he can. He can, run to the other sideline and make the tackle, seal the edge a little something. So I was impressed by that. I also saw that they played Duke, man, and he got a sack on Daniel Jones. So Daniel Jones knows who Dominique Ross is at least, man, because he got a little sackety do on that man. I was like, oh snap, look at that, man, it's DJ. Oh, and he sacked because his offensive line sucked at Duke. Here's something else that was interesting. In college, right, he played mostly linebacker, but every now and then he'd line up in like slot corner. Like he'd line up in slot corner, and I'm like, oh man, this dude line up in the slot. That's pretty cool. He did that every now and then in a couple of packages. So he's pretty decent in coverage. We'll see if maybe he can cover a tight end or two. Maybe, who knows? But I don't quite know how that's going to translate to the NFL, man. It's easy to do stuff like that in college and get away with it because you're an athlete. But it's different in the NFL, man. So like, I don't necessarily see him, lining up in like slot corner or anything like that in the pros. I pretty much see him either like, trying to rush the passer occasionally or trying to fill a gap or or sealing an edge or something like that, maybe covering a tight end. I just don't see him playing quarterback in NFL. Like, I don't see him lining up as a quarterback. I don't. I wouldn't be surprised if maybe he's in like a nickel package as one of those coverage linebackers, and maybe his responsibility or his zone, if they're running a zone, maybe his zone is initially covering the slot and passing them off to somebody else, or maybe covering a tight end. I could see him doing that occasionally in some packages, not like being a starter or nothing like that. No, he's a rotational guy straight up. But you know what? Maybe some people should be talking about this kid because, like I said, man, I was relatively impressed. I don't think he's going to be like anything super crazy, but I do see him contributing. So Gucci Moochie, appreciate that question. Okay, so the next 3 questions, right, kind of all have to deal with like Jason Garrett or dealing with like the coaching staff. So I'm not going to lump them together, but I'm going to kind of lump them together, okay? Leroy Walker. 15 cool points if you get the reference. He asked, do you think Garrett could bring us back to the playoffs? You funny. You funny. Garrett, bring us back to the playoffs. Oh, man, that's funny. Oh, okay. I'm gonna lump that into this next question too, because Nate C asked, are you as excited about Garrett's twist on Air Coryell as I am? Okay, so in order for Garrett to even bring us into the playoffs, right, he's got to do well as the offensive coordinator, and we all know that he's going to bring kind of a modified version of the Air Coryell offense. Okay, the Air Coryell offense, it really. It's interesting, right? Because the Air Coryell offense, I mean, it utilizes a lot of tight ends. Okay, it utilizes a lot of like intermediate routes. Are we built for that? Sure. I'm sure. I think it could work. But like, I can't say that I'm like super excited about it. And the reason why I say I'm not super excited about it is because like I'm in a real weird situation here, right? Because like part of me thinks that like Jason Garrett is a good offensive coordinator, okay? Like as a head coach, he sucked. But part of me thinks that he's a good offensive coordinator. It really does. But part of me wonders if he is going to be like fully in control of the offense, or if Joe Judge is going to have his fingerprints on it a little bit. And I don't know if Joe Judge is going to have his fingerprints on it a little bit. So like I'm just concerned. Like as long as Joe Judge is handling like the situational part of the play calling of, hey, it's third and long. Let's not run a draw. Hey, it's third and long. Maybe we can try to run a screen, or hey, it's third and short. Let's go play action. Like if Joe Judge is doing that, then okay, maybe. I'm just concerned with like Garrett's decision making as the offensive coordinator. Like that's my biggest concern. That's what's really holding me from being excited about Jason Garrett and what he brings to the table. It's just because like who's making the decisions? Who's making the situational decisions here? I think in relation to the first question, like, do I think Jason Garrett can legitimately bring us to Yo, I gotta laugh at it, man, because like, oh man, I don't know if he can bring us to the playoffs, man. I don't know, man. I'm not saying he can't do it. I'm just saying that I don't know, man. Like, I don't know. Not this season, all right? Not this season. I'll say that. Can he do it? Sure, probably, but not this season. It ain't gonna happen this season. We ain't going to the playoffs this season, y'all. I'm sorry. Y'all can be mad at me if you want, but I'm gonna be real. I'm gonna always be real. Y'all should know this by now. I'm not gonna bullshit you, yo. I don't see this team going to the playoffs this year, so it's not gonna happen this year. If it does happen, all right, it's gonna be maybe year 2 or year 3 of having Jason Garrett here, if he even stays here till year 2 or year 3. Because I'm not even gonna front. I feel like he's trying to get another head coaching job, and I feel like he's trying to use this situation to get a head coaching job. All right. So is he even going to be here that long? Like, that's another question that we need to be asking. Is he even going to be here long enough for him to like make some real impact into the Giants? I don't know. Like if he's trying to be here for the long haul and legitimately help this team get better, then cool. Then yeah, I think in the future he can take this team to the playoffs. If he's trying to put this on his resume so he can show the league that he should be a head coach again, then fuck him. I don't know. Like I'm just keeping it real, y'all. I'm just keeping it real. So that's what I think about that. And then Jay Sun said, how long will it take this new coaching staff to gel? Also, how do you feel about the tight end position? Okay. I kind of alluded to that. All right. It's not. I don't think it's going to happen this season. I don't think they're going to fully gel this season. It does seem like this coaching staff was put together with purpose. It does seem like there is some familiarity or at least some common ground with this coaching staff. So I don't think it's going to take super long to gel. And if it does gel this year, it's not going to be like fully gelled until the end of the season. And by then it's going to be too late for us. I'm just saying. So like at least the end of the season for this coaching staff to gel, but probably in year 2. Okay. That's just what I think. Because they're going to have to work out the kinks, man. Like, this is an entirely new coaching staff. This is the first time they're working together. They ain't faced no adversity, except for, situations with DeAndre Baker. We still not going to speak on that until it's all said and done. But that's, like, really the only real big adversity that they're dealing with right now from a roster standpoint. Like, but aside from that, like, they haven't gotten the shit kicked out of them in a game and had to bounce back. They haven't had to make any big adjustments at halftime because they only down by a couple of scores and there's still a lot of game left. Like we haven't seen that yet. So I don't know if that gel is going to happen this year. If it does happen this year, as I said, it'll be at the end of the year. By that time, it'll be too late, or it'll happen sometime next year. That's how long I think it's going to gel. How do I feel about the tight end position? Okay, I don't feel terrible about tight end position, right? I think we made some decent moves to grab some guys that can help contribute, right? I like Caden Smith. I think Caden Smith is gonna have a kind of a decently sized year. I'm not gonna say a big year, but a decent sized year. And then I really like Evan Ingram, right? I like Evan Ingram a lot, but this dude just can't stay healthy, man. Like, this dude's hurt every single year. So I think I said this in the skills position video. Like, can we get a full season out of this dude? Can we get a full season out of this dude? Like, that's all I'm asking for. Can we get a season where this dude plays, at least 14, 15 games? Like, if we can get 14, 15 games out of him, I'll be happy. I'll be happy if we get 14, 15 games out of him. I'll be even happier if we can get a full 16. But, like, I don't know. I don't know, man. When he's healthy, he's a monster out there, except for the fact that he be dropping passes all the damn time. Like, maybe I don't know what's going on with the drop passes, man. He be dropping too many passes for me, man. He be wide open. He be dropping passes. Like, you want to be one of the top tight ends in the league, man. You got to catch everything. Everything. Like, you got to catch everything. So, like, overall, like, I feel okay about the tight ends. I'm not jumping out the window over them, but, like, I feel okay about the tight ends. So yeah. All right, so those were the questions that I saw that I felt did not get answered at all. All right, this is what I want y'all to do, though. If there was a question that I didn't answer, right, or if there was a question that you thought about afterwards, throw that bad boy in the comment section, man, and I'll either answer it in the comments or I'll answer it in a future video. Again, man, I appreciate all y'all for coming out and listening to me. All right, I appreciate all my new subscribers, man. All you guys out there, all my subscribers, man. I love all y'all, man. I appreciate y'all. And be great to each other, y'all. All right, I said this on a live stream. I'll say it again. Be great to each other, man. We in tough times, y'all. A lot of crazy stuff going on around us, but all we got is each other. So take care of each other, man. Don't matter what you look like, don't matter where you come from, don't matter what you do for a living or what you believe in. Be great to each other, man. So, hey, with that being said, man, I'm gonna go ahead and get on out of here, but I appreciate y'all for coming and listening to me talk. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and I will get up with you guys later. Deuces.